Hello and welcome. This is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. It's that time, 6 p.m. at least for me, Friday Pacific time. It's time we gather every Friday and discuss any and all things vegan. So yeah, you're at the right place, Travis. You showed up to the right live stream tonight. So I see a lot of our regulars making their way here, and hello, and thanks for joining. Glad to see you all again. If you're watching after the fact, if you don't know what we do here, this is what we do. Every Friday night, we talk about any and all things vegan. You don't have to be vegan or vegetarian or plant-based or anything like that, even though this is a great place for you. We have a really great community. In that case, I would suggest you come and try to hang out with us live, even if it means staying up a little late into the night, like some people. Like, let's see, like Varlas is up at like, what is it, like 2 in the morning right now for you in England? So yeah, stay up a little late, wake up a little early as some people do in Australia and Asia, and we can hang out and you can see our fun, chill, evidence-based, non-aggressive, non-toxic community here. If you're vegan curious, you've also found a great place to, I consider this to be a great resource because you can ask questions here without getting attacked. We're not going to beat you up. If you're not vegan. In fact, I encourage people who are not vegan to watch because I know what it was like to not be vegan in the past, so yeah, I wouldn't want vegans to beat me up and call me a jerk because I'm not vegan right now. So yeah, it's a safe place you can come and ask questions. And if you fall into the category that you're not vegan and you're not vegan curious and you'll never go vegan, at least you don't think so because you think we're all a bunch of a-holes and jerks and everything we say is untrue and conspiracy theory and you get like some weird radical political twist on it too, who knows, and maybe get racist or something. Well, don't do that because I'll kick your ass right out of here. But if you want to try to debunk veganism, give it your best shot here. Just be civil. Present the best argument or evidence you have against veganism or why I'm stupid or something like that. And if you're civil, we can maybe have a discussion. So I'm glad to see Uncle here as our sole moderator. Peter, I think he's still out in England for the vegan camp out. I know he was having a great time. I know he's really looking forward to that all year and, telling us, hey, we should go. People want us to be there. And that's cool. I'm sure it'd be fun and all, but yeah, just not in the cards for us to travel, especially travel that far right now. I just found a place at like a professional place that like can watch your pets here. So maybe I'll take them up on that in the future. But there's other reasons too. One reason is I spent, like a huge amount of money getting our, I think it was what did we get it like around 2010 or so? Our air conditioning system died basically. So I had to replace that this year. I spent a few thousand last year trying to fix it, which was a waste of money and time. I should have just replaced it last year. Anyway, yeah, we don't travel places. We just kind of tread water basically. So anyway, yeah, Sarah knows, hey, late model. Hey, I'll help you out. It sounds like you had a good time traveling the Oregon coast. Missed you on the video premiere yesterday, but I'm sure you were doing something much funner than watching me yap about the argument for veganism that I never made before. I remember that guy last week came and said, your arguments for veganism are weak. And I said, I don't think I've ever really made one. I'll make one. I probably should have made one all this time. But anyway, William, you just went to the UK for the first time this year. I have never been. Never have really come close to the United Kingdom in my travels before. Let's see. You're walking on the beach for hours and hours and hours. That sounds so horrible, late model. I wouldn't want anyone in the comments to, think that you're having a good time because that sounds absolutely horrible. Early September, walking on the sand and rocks of the Oregon coast for hours and hours and hours. I know that's a horrible time. It's probably cool, had a nice breeze, maybe even some overcast. That sounds absolutely horrible, right? No one would want to do that. Anyway, the closest you've been to the UK is Jersey. Yeah, me too. Yeah, New York or I guess when I was in Scandinavia in Europe, I guess I was the closest. I'm not sure at which point in my travels there, but yeah. You had to hit the coast bend. It was so smoky and hot. Yeah, I can't say I blame you one bit there. Yeah, you were telling us last Friday how your your AQI index was like 300 or 400, something I've never seen here before. Like it'll get really bad here. Like the day after 4th of July, you know, all the people blowing shit up. I forgot, it's like hundreds, in the low mid hundreds. That's pretty bad for here, but yeah, I've never seen it that high. So yeah, get out, man. 300 to 500. Damn, that is horrific. Wow, I can't imagine how bad that must be, and have it be like that for days. I hope it's better for you now. Hopefully the fires are out or contained, and wind direction is better, and we're getting some cooler weather finally on the West Coast. We've been enduring a pretty impressive heat wave that's just starting to end yesterday. Today things are changing. It was pretty gnar. I mean, there was a couple days there where, at least in one room in the house, we had at least one of our air conditioner blowers blowing. But yeah, the compressor never turned off for over 24 hours a few times. Vegan Metalhead, what are you looking forward more to tomorrow? The wedding you're going to, or the vegan Indian food afterward? Which one? Oh, cool, Elite Model. I'm glad it is better for you now. Hey, VLAM, out in Hong Kong. How's it going? Liam, are you just trolling? Are you just trying to be an asshole? If you want to present some kind of argument or evidence against veganism, but acting like, I just ate some meat, take that, vegans. Yeah, no, that really doesn't do anything other than demonstrate a really not sophisticated level of argumentation or something like that. So if you want to share your best argument or evidence against veganism, I suggest you do so now. But if you're going to sit here and say, I ate meat, and think that's going to like somehow make us think anything of you other than what a troll, no. So yeah, the ball's in your court. How do you want to play, bro? Your central AC has been on 71 for weeks nonstop. Good thing you have one, and it's working. Hey AJ, how's it going, AJ? You read the ash from wildflowers is darkening the glaciers. I read something about that too. Causes them to absorb more sunlight and melt even faster. Yeah, exactly what we need, huh? And AJ, if I remember right, were you gone last week? If I remember right. Liam, I wasn't trying to hurt your punk feelings. Wow, no, I'm not. I'm saying my feelings are not hurt. But usually when people come here and say shitty, stupid things like that to vegans, and that is a shitty, stupid thing to say to a vegan. I mean, if you're going to go to a forum of, say, meat eaters, that would not be a shitty, stupid thing. That would be fitting right in, you know. But to come to vegans and say, I'm eating meat right now, that's a really shitty and stupid thing. Because I know what your intention is. If you, like, again, if you went to a barbecue and rib live stream right now, you would be saying that to like be cool and fit in. But if you come to a vegan live stream, it's obviously 100% clear what your intentions are. You're trying to be a jerk. You're trying to get people pissed. That's it. You can't deny that. I can't read into your mind. You know, I don't have like psychic abilities or anything like that, but I can infer your intentions, and they're absolutely 100% clear. Don't try to play, you're just a precious snowflake. No, you're just being an a-hole. But anyway, if you want to give an argument or your best evidence that debunks veganism, now would be the time. If you can't do that, then try to find your barbecue and rib live stream right now. Okay. But no, you're not gonna upset my feelings. I'm not a precious snowflake. I mean, if you've been a vegan as long as I have and spent most of that time on social media, you gotta have a thick skin. I'm not gonna let some random guy type, I'm eating meat, and all of a sudden, my whole day is ruined now. Woe is me. It doesn't work that way. If I were that precious of a snowflake, I wouldn't have lasted a month on YouTube, let alone, what is it now, 13 years? Yeah, late model. Yeah, let's show them the rules. Let's just show them the basic rules. Let's show them I'm just not making shit up here. Livestream rules. Be civil and coming on. Just saying, meat right now. It's not really being civil. I said in some contexts it is. In a vegan forum, it's 100% not. And you know that. Don't play stupid. I know you're probably not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I don't think you're that bad. Anyway, no personal attacks, harassment, racism, sexism, ageism. Don't be a bigot, basically. No spamming or trolling. And if you actually try to debunk veganism, just give us one great example rather than just keep flinging poop on the wall and seeing what sticks. Lee, you look pale and unhealthy. Well, you want to see some photos of me when so let me understand Lee's judgment of aesthetics here. So if you have a suntan, that makes you look really healthy. So you're saying that because I eat meat? Let me put your words up here for all to see.
I'm going to leave your words on this board for all my classes to enjoy.
Let me leave them here for all my viewers to see, Lee. Giving you full credit, of course, here. I wouldn't want anyone to think I'm taking your brilliant argument here out of context. Oops, wrong button here. Let me get rid of the rules. There we go. So let me put your words here once again.
I'm going to leave your words on this board for all my classes to enjoy, giving you full credit, of course.
And there's the full credit for Lee. No, you're flinging poop on the wall, Lee. One thing at a time. So are you trying to say that vegans are unable to have their skin darken when that skin is exposed to UV light? Is that what your claim is? You say, let me make sure I understand your argument. Or are you just throwing random insults out here, Lee? I want to be really clear what you're trying to say here. So you're saying I and all vegans lack the ability to have our skin darken when exposed to sunlight. Well, let me just find some videos when I was actually trying to expose my skin to sunlight, when I was doing more outdoor sports like cycling and running. Now I spend most of my time exercising indoors, particularly playing basketball. But let me prove to you that just because I'm vegan, that doesn't mean that my skin can't darken or anything like that. Let me find some running videos or something like that from my past. I don't even know what to search for on my channel anymore. Let me just go look on our channel here. Let's see. Running. Let me see if I can find a running video of me. You can see me training or something. Okay, here, let's go browse the web here. My good meat-eating friend here who thinks that vegans can't get suntans.
Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan.
This is back when I used to be a
trip I
runner.
made to Catalina Island off the coast of California.
Okay, so I wouldn't have had as much muscle back then. I wasn't doing any weight training, but look at that nice glow there, bro. You know?
Yeah.
So, so there goes your little theory there. Let me find some more footage of me running. Let's see.
Down below, but I still have many dirt
Oh,
miles.
so what do you think, Lee?
Yeah, so
Instead of
I get
flinging
back,
poop
so
on the
Angie,
wall,
we're
talking
gonna
about
be a little bit
supplements
late.
now,
These hills have been pretty rough.
will you acknowledge? Let's go back to your words
awesome
here.
of a place this is to run. Look at these big trails.
Let's go back to your words here, Lee. Before we move on, Lee, so make sure that we're staying linear here and you're not pivoting. Can we agree that what you said here is completely untrue? And then we can move on past this. But before we're doing so, Lee, are you going to acknowledge that what you said here? I just debunked it. You know, when I'm outside running in the sun, I'm much more tanned. When I'm indoors playing basketball, and here's a big difference between what I was doing a few years ago and now, back then versus now. Actually, about 2 years ago, I started putting on zinc oxide when I go outside to protect my skin from UV rays, because I'm 58 years old. I don't want growths and cancers and melanoma and stuff like that. And this was on the recommendation of a dermatologist. So the reason why I don't look as dark now as I did back then, twofold: how I exercise, or particularly where I exercise, indoors versus outdoors. And now I intentionally put on zinc oxide, at least onto my face. But anyway, hey AJ, thanks so much. Thank you so much, AJ. Thanks so much. Appreciate the vegan cult dudes, because Lee M, this is a cult, by the way, bro. I don't know if you knew that veganism is a cult, and I'm the cult leader. So Lee, I'm gonna put you in timeout. Unless I'm gonna give you one more shot before I even acknowledge you exist, and let alone answer a question. Are you gonna acknowledge that your claim here has no substance? You know, I just showed you back when I was out in the sun more and not caring about UV rays, I could get a nice tan. And when I'm indoors and when I'm training more, and when I do go outside, I put UV on my face. This is why I'm not and this is not pale. I wish I had a fair complexion. I don't have a fair complexion. This still has a lot of color. You can see my arms here. Look at the difference here, Lee. See, paler, and here, tanner. You see the difference? Fair skin, tan. So again, before we move on, will we acknowledge, Lee? Will you acknowledge that what you said here is complete shit? There's absolutely no truth behind what you're saying here. You're not responding to me. I'm speaking, I'm showing you video, I'm showing you evidence, and you don't really seem to care. So for those very reasons, I was very patient for you. I showed you the rules before we started this whole process here, and you don't give a shit. You're acting like a bot. Really, a bot doesn't have the intelligence to understand what's being said. It's just blurting blot crap out. For these reasons, Lee, I'm gonna send you on your merry way here. Oh, I got to do it over here. 1 second. Where is Lee? All right, here you go, Lee M. Send you on your merry way. All right, so bye. And again, this has nothing to do with being a jerk or anything. It's just you simply not engaging with me. You came here in bad faith, trying your best to make me feel bad. I'm eating meat right now. And then after that, trying to make me feel bad because my skin isn't as dark as you would like it to be. Yeah. It's dark. It's darker here. It's darker on my forearm than my than on my face. It's a lot darker here. But I guess he thinks if you're vegan, that means when you're. If I understand this dude right, if you're vegan, it must mean you must have like some kind of Jennifer Aniston tan all the time. I didn't know that's what veganism was. I always thought veganism had a whole different thing to it. I thought veganism was nothing more than having a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. But I guess somewhere in there it must say you must have like a year-round Jennifer Aniston kind of tan or something. Oops, what's going on here? This ain't working now. Okay, it's working. My bad. I am just tired today. I had I played a lot of basketball today. Hey Juan, what's that? You're glad I addressed Shane, that raw food guy that says raw food will cure any disease known to man. Did I sound like him there? Raw food will reverse and cure any disease known to man. Anyway, I'm glad I addressed his ideas about raw foods. But yeah, because it's misinformation, not based in any science, and it's downright dangerous. If people believe his lies about how drinking juice will make every disease known to man disappear, it was that simple, we'd be doing that already instead of, just drink the juice. Anyway, you have chronic gastritis, and eating steamed root and cruciferous veggies is so beneficial. Cooking increases varieties and flavors. Thanks. No problem, Juan. I have a real thing here. When I see people giving misinformation about a kind of vegan diet, if people are giving misinformation about carnivore, cool, not cool, but whatever, that sucks. But we know that diet's not based on any science, as I showed in a video not that long ago. There's no health organizations that say, yeah, carnivore diet, nutrition adequate for all people. Nothing like that. We know vegan diets can be, but not the kind of diet that this dude's promoting. And furthermore, he's just a freaking huckster at charging people what my attorney charges me to speak to him for an hour, and so he can teach you how to drink juice so you can cure any disease known to man, which is a dangerous lie. People can literally die if they follow this dude's advice. He's, oh no, don't take the meds that your doctor said you need in order to keep living. No, just drink juice. You'll stay alive. What if you're wrong, Shane? You're going to kill people. So that's why I feel compelled to call out bullshit like that. Oh, Uncle, you gave him a 10-second timeout. I timed him out for the day, so we're not going to see him for over 24 hours, long before this live stream is over. Yeah, it shows you that Uncle is like a bot. We had no way to interact with him, really. I mean, he wouldn't respond. He wouldn't engage. All he wanted to do was sit here and be a jerk. So it's not allowed. But anyway, cool. Yeah, next time, give him a 5-minute, give him a 24-hour. Hey, Moonrise Studios, tans only look healthy because they resemble subdermal carotenoid concentration. I don't know why tans look healthy. It's a cultural thing. I mean, I've been, you guys know, I've been into like music from Korea, you know, K-pop, K-indie, K-R&B, all that. And in Korean and a lot of Asian culture, having fair skin is what's prized. Like, you know, that's what the idols, you know, the K-pop idols and stuff, they want to have the most porcelain looking white skin in general, like 98% of them. It's perceived as really being really beautiful. And I have to admit, you know, sometimes it looks just stunning how beautiful that is. And they kind of perceive having dark skin, meaning that you're from a lower, poorer class, like you're a farmer or something like that. Having tan skin means you're out in the sun all day and stuff. And I'm not saying I agree with these cultural norms. I'm just telling you how the norms that we have here for dark skin being preferable or aesthetically pleasing doesn't translate to every culture. So anyway, yeah, I make no claim as what I prefer. You know, I judge a person's beauty by what's on their inside, not how much tan they have or don't have. I just say it looks stunning sometimes, but yeah, I see sometimes someone with a nice glow looks stunning too. It's really, I don't care. Just what they're like inside. Yeah, late model. After having precancerous moles carved off your body, you stay pale on purpose. But that troll dude would insist, no, that is wrong. If you're vegan, the only way to demonstrate to the rest of the world that you're healthy is to show that you have a tan. I'm going, he wouldn't even engage on that. Like, what the hell does having a tan have to do with like being some sort of biomarker? Like, you go to the doctor and the doctor says, you know, we're not going to do any blood labs this year. You know, I see that you have a nice glow, a nice tan that you've been working on all year. So, you know, I know solely from that you are fine. You cannot be sick in any way. You know, nothing can be wrong internally. If you have a tan, you're cool. You know, I mean, that seems to be the sort of logic that these people operate under, that think that a tan is somehow a marker of health. I don't know if that math is right, Fulmar Music. Sounds pretty technical, but I think it's off a little bit. Yeah, Giovanni, imagine charging somebody as much as their rent bill just to tell people to drink fruit, huh?
Thanks for the tip.
Oh, wow, we got a super tip here from Juan in Argentina. Best wishes from Argentina, Angie, Ryan, and everyone. Thank you so much. Very kind of you, Juan and AJ. Thanks so much, guys, for the super chat tips today. Very, very much appreciated, guys. Thanks so much. Seriously, yeah, I said we have a small channel. You know, even though we have 200,000 subscribers, we got all of them before like 5-6 years ago or so. You know, YouTube's not loving us or anything like that, and I can see why. You know, we're older, and I just don't care to play the game of like to try to please the algorithm, try to make shocking content or what have you. No, I mean, I just make what I want and the views happen. One guy tried to debunk my channel saying I didn't get enough views or something like that. I didn't know that the ability to speak true things had any relationship to how many people you had watching your YouTube videos. I mean, the logic or lack of logic, the lack of critical thinking, like, do they hear themselves saying that? Like, what does that mean? I know what they're trying to do. They're just trying to hurt your feelings when they say that. But again, it doesn't hurt my feelings if you say something that proves you're a complete moron. That makes my day. I love that. Say more stupid shit like that. I mean, anyway, oh, VLAM, yeah, another fellow Asian. You were born with darker skin, got teased when I was younger. So is that kind of what what I was talking about for like South Korean culture? Same thing for you and a more Chinese culture, that the dark skin's kind of like a farmer thing or something like that. And yeah, the aesthetic ideal is to have like ivory or porcelain skin or something like that. I'm sorry to hear about that, VLAM. Yeah, out here in the United States, people don't get teased or shunned for having a tan or naturally dark skin. Yeah, Carl raises a really good point right now. Ryan's also in a dark room with weird. I don't have like professional lighting. I have a semi-professional video camera, but I don't have professional lighting, to be honest with you. It's just like a hodgepodge of light. So, Yeah, you can't tell if anyone's really that pale in this room. You know, it's like I actually have a room. It's pretty low lit. If anyone is a photography nerd, I'll tell you some of my settings really quickly here. My ISO, I think, is minus or shoot. I don't know what ISO this is, but on my camera it's shoot, I'd have to look on the screen right now. But yeah, I have the aperture pretty wide open right now because this room is it looks brighter on the screen than it is in reality. Like the overhead light I have on right now is on really low. The little LED light mounted over by my camera, it's on like 30% of its power. It's a really little light. It's like a little cube or something like that. You know, this is a pretty a moody room right now, but I have the aperture opened up pretty wide to make it brighter. So yeah, how can someone make an informed judgment of how dark or pale I am based on this weird moody like music room lighting that I have here? You know, it's just everything about their claim, about their attack is just so silly. Yeah, it is my goth den, basically. I just like, Angie and I both, we have so many things in common. We both like dark rooms. You know, we don't like going to, like, say, we have some friends a few years, this is a long time, maybe 15 years back. I used to play poker at their house. I haven't done that since then. And it was really small stakes. Like, the most you could lose in a night would maybe be 15, 20 bucks or something like that. But anyway, my point was, we go to their house, all their lights are on overhead, and one's on the floor lamps, and then the TVs are all going, and they're loud, just so much stimulation. Like, whoa, this is not how we live. You come to our house, it's dark. You know, our lights are moody. Every room's chill and moody. You love the blue mood lights? Awesome, AJ. Yeah, usually when I'm making music, the white lights are off, meaning my light in front of my face here, that one's not on, and the overhead is off too. So I like to work in mood. But when I'm making a video, yeah, you gotta be able to see me, right? You don't have to, you know, I'm not like Mr. Brad Pitt or anything like that. But my point is, yeah, my point is I have lights so you can see me, but I try to keep mood going on too. So yeah, this is not like the most objectively truthful lighting I got going on right now. There's a lot of photography tricks to produce this image to you guys. Giovanni, can you be vegan and still work at a non-vegan restaurant? I mean, yeah, I mean, you can't, I mean, if it was your restaurant, you have the means to have the final say, be able to make decisions, but you don't have that kind of power where you work at. It's like, you know, say I worked at Disneyland, say, I was just there the other day. Would I still be vegan because they sell non-vegan food stuff there? Yeah, I mean, I'm not like Bob Iger or anything like that, the CEO. I don't make these decisions or anything like that. I don't see why that would make a difference. Like, say you worked at Whole Foods, they have a meat department there, they sell meat products and dairy products, you would still be vegan. So I don't see how that would make a difference, you know, as far as like what you do. You can make the decisions that you are in control of. When you become vegan, it's not like we become Superman or Superwoman, like we don't always, or omnipotent, like, you know, a deity or something like that. We can't, like, we don't have new powers where we can control things that we didn't have control of before. So yeah, you just have control over what you have control over. That hasn't changed a bit. Yeah, Travis, good point. The darker the room, the less you have to clean. So I got to do some cleaning for sure, though. Late model, you know what I'm talking about. Your parents equals bright lights and TVs. Yeah, I know. When I go visit my mom, the TV's on. Even though she's not watching and we're trying to have a conversation, I have to go over and get the remote and put it down, you know, and not turn it off. That might make her nervous, but turn it down and then try to have a conversation. Yeah, I don't need all this stimulation. I just like things chill so I can focus. Either focus on talking to my mom or talking to you guys or making music. All that other stuff's just stimulation. I find it distracting. Let's see, Uncle. Oh, in my image, yeah, focused in the front. Yeah, I have a crisp, relatively crisp and clear focus in the front, and a little more blurry bokeh background. Yeah, little photography tricks going on here. Not to the point where it looks absurd or anything like that. Some people really go nuts and really blur their backgrounds. I just have a nice little soft focus back there, and I think it's a nice little image, huh? Anyway, hey, Redlocks, thanks for making it. Late model used to work in food service situation where there was meat, but you won't ever do that again going forward. Yeah, if you can control that, yeah, if you don't have to find yourself in that sort of job or service, yeah, great, you know. But if someone's got to pay the bills, got to pay the rent and stuff, and you work at a place where there's meat being handled at a restaurant, but you know that's not your thing. You know, let's look at the definition of veganism is again as far as possible and practical, meaning you shouldn't have to end up on the streets penniless or homeless because of your beliefs. You know, if you still have to work somewhere like a market or a restaurant or a theme park that's not completely vegan, that's the best you can do. Veganism shouldn't ever require someone to become destitute. Oh, that sounds cute, Nikki. Your home is filled with Hello Kitty Squishmallows. I haven't heard of them. I heard of Care Bears. Yeah, Hello Kitty's cool. I want to take Angie to a Hello Kitty store and get her some stuff. I got her some Hello Kitty from the Hello Kitty website, like for her birthday. I want to go to a store though, just so you can look at stuff and touch it. Cause yeah, Angie likes Hello Kitty. We like those Asian aesthetics, you know, of like the kind of, you know, the characters, the illustrations, you know, anime type of things, you know. Moonrise, you always wanted to open up a plant-based restaurant. Don't do it. That's the advice I always hear from people who own restaurants. And I was even talking to the owner of one of our favorite new vegan restaurants here, and he said his like someone he was like learning from, like a mentor, said, "Don't do it. Don't open a restaurant. Oh, it's too late now." But anyway, yeah, I'm with you, late model too. Yeah, I don't think I could do it either. I was just who was it that asked Giovanni? That asked the question. I don't want Giovanni to think that, you know, he's got to like become destitute or homeless or anything like that. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I wasn't making any other statement beyond that. Okay, Travis, I know you worked as a cook for 15 years in a nursing home. Wow, good for you. Started like 10 years before you went vegan. I thought a lot of the stuff I was cooking was gross before being vegan. Wow. Heidi, I've heard of La Boo Boos. Was that those things in South Park last night? Whatever that doll is that they're showing in the most recent episode, I never heard of that. I have to say though, man, again in South Park when they had the one scene with the little JD Vance kind of being portrayed as like tattoo for Fantasy Island, both Angie and I, our eyes lit up. We love him in South Park. The little character of him there. No, I'm not making fun of him or anything like that, Heidi, in case you're wondering. I just think his character on South Park, as you know, portrayed like as by Tattoo on Fantasy Island, it's a magical creature or person or being, whatever you want to call it. It's really cool. Anyway, yeah, we both got like, oh, there he is. Anyway, and I'm not making any claim about what he is as a person or anything. I just like that character on South Park. That's what I'm talking about, Uncle. Yeah, he had that little talk outdoors with the Satan character. why Satan couldn't leave the White House. Oh, you learned that back then, late model. Back when you worked with food, you learned very quickly you couldn't physically handle the meat. I totally get it. Hey, Flysense, you back here? I saw you leave a lot of comments earlier before the live stream started, so let me know if you have anything you were trying to ask there. Too bad. I'm glad you're pressing VLAM for discontinuing the dairy and animal products at your store. Keep fighting the good fight, you know? Keep it up. That's off. And yeah, control what you have control over. If you can exert some control over expressing your opinion and whoever runs the place is not getting pissed off and firing you, yeah, push that, you know, as far as you can without getting in trouble. You'll check it out, Heidi. Yeah, hopefully you won't get mad at the South Park guys, but I so love that JD Vance character on South Park. He's amazing. And I told you, I heard JD Vance was cool about it. At least after the first episode, he made a tweet saying, "I finally made it." You know, that's what he's referring to, is that he made it on the South Park. But he's a full-on recurring character this season. It looks like full-fledged. Okay, Labubu. So I guess that's the thing from South Park. Did anyone watch? Did you watch South Park? Was that what was going on last night? Was it the Labubu dolls? Because that was part of the story too. With some kind of weird, I don't know, like bear-looking doll or doggish. I don't know what it was. I don't follow stuff like that too often. You know, I mean, I come across some pop culture things, but I didn't know what that was. And she had heard of it though. Like the VLAN, you hate everything about it, the consumerism it represents. Nikki agrees. Oh man. Oh, I'm with you, late model. You've never watched South Park. Everyone loves it, but you're averse to animation cartoon. I have to say, I have the same kind of sentiments, late model. I don't like comics. I don't like graphic novels. I don't like that sort of. I don't like cartoons. I don't like none of that stuff. But this is back in the '90s, like when I first discovered them, when I was kind of working as a internet web developer type, and I went to a party one night, a little party, maybe like a dozen people or so. They were all pretty much internet geeks in San Francisco, and they had on South Park, and it happened to be the episode where Robert Smith was on it. He was portraying Robert Smith. He had the hair and everything, and I go, wow, this show is really cool. I didn't watch it for a while. Then Angie and I finally watched this old episode about the Marklars. Anyone remember the Marklars and Sally Struthers as Jabba the Hutt and stuff like that? Angie and I watched it. I just fell in love right there. I go, this show is awesome. And maybe you just have to find the right episode, because I'm with you, sir. I'm averse to all those sorts of things too, but the crazy humor that those guys have, just kind of this kind of hits me. I've just noticed a lot of the way the things they express, it's like, wow, yeah, I full on relate. Anyway, okay, if you think the voices and stuff, I like the voices because I can relate. Angie and I love like musical humor, which they're into. Illustrative humor, which they're into. We just get a lot of references and they really resonate with us. Like last night, they were portraying Fox News, and I forgot it was Matt or Trey did a voice acting thing that sounds like something I would do. Fox News tonight on Fox News, the latest. He was talking exactly like that. It's like, whoa, I totally relate to that voice even. Anyway, Travis, the only character you know from South Park is Mr. Banky, the Christmas poop. Yeah, that's a fantastic episode too. He's been on several episodes, but yeah, the one where you get to meet his family and they sing the circle of poop. That had me rolling on the ground. Yeah. Anyway, when I saw it first time. The double slit experiment. Wow, I wish we had time to talk about this double slit experiment from quantum physics. In fact, I'm right about to order a book from Amazon relating to quantum physics. It's by, anyone know he's a quantum physicist, cosmologist, and philosopher. Sean Carroll, his book Hiding in Plain Sight. I've just been debating, should I get the Kindle for like $11.99 or have them mail me the soft cover for like $13.50, $1.50 more. I'm not sure which way to go. You guys give me your thoughts on that. I haven't bought a book in a little bit. I'm paralyzed with indecision. But anyway, yeah, it has a different interpretation, the classical Copenhagen interpretation from 1927 or 30, whatever. He has a different way of looking at it. He says their interpretation is ignoring some pretty big problems, and he thinks he has it figured out. Anyway, Fomar, he's a materialist, but you accept his fear. Is he a materialist? I thought he was a wave function monist, which is not the same exactly as a materialist. Wave function, I don't want to get into wave function monism right now, but I don't think I would do it any justice, and I think most of you guys probably wouldn't give a shit about wave function monism. Anyway, Hey, David's vegan. Says, hey, Ryan, making orange tofu at home tonight. Listen, awesome. Like orange chicken, orange tofu. That sounds awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, tonight, Angie and I will have Tuscan kale pilaf before the live stream. I put all the stuff in the Instapot. I just needed to text her at some point, like 30 minutes out, say, hey, turn it on for 21 minutes, which means it'll be ready in about 30 minutes, and that'll be at the end of the live stream. Hey, Nikki, you've been a member for 17 months. Awesome. Can big broccoli be the next consumer obsession? Big broccoli? In what sense are we talking? Like a doll? You're talking about like those dolls that we were just talking about there? Let's see. Let's see. Wow, what are you saying there to Felipe, VLAM? You say, Felipe, it's hard. The longer you've been vegan, the harder it is. Your husband went vegan with you. It helps to talk about veganism with someone who understands. There's also our weekly stream. Wow, I got to see what Felipe was saying. Yeah, you found the right place, Felipe. Let me find your comment here. Oh, there we are. Felipe, AG. Hey, I'm sorry I missed your comment. You know, again, if I miss your comments, guys, yeah, just paste it again. You know, I'm dumb. I don't see everything. Let's see. Hey, Happy Healthy Vegan, what are your coping strategies to deal with the fact we live in a non-vegan world? How do you deal with the negative thoughts that come from the fact? Well, as I was talking about earlier about, I think it was, God, who was asking? Was it Giovanni? Who was asking about working as a vegan in a non-vegan restaurant? And I said, yeah, let's look at the definition here. Veganism is, is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation as far as possible and practical, meaning you can't control everything. You can't like force the corporation, whoever owns the restaurant, to be vegan, but you need to pay your bills. Veganism doesn't ask or require that you live out in the street destitute because you can't find an all-vegan restaurant to work at. So yeah, we do the best we can. We can control what we can control. And one thing we can try to control is our negative thoughts in all areas of life. Having too many negative thoughts, is typically not a good thing, unless you want to make super depressing goth music like I do. But aside from those weirdos like myself, I'm trying to say there, Felipe, is that we can try to limit our negative thoughts about how the rest of the world isn't vegan, and instead flip it the other way around. Have gratitude that you found veganism. You discovered it somehow. It resonated with you. You understand that the basic proposition of veganism is simple. It's nothing more than having compassion to animals. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation, and you're not resisting it. So have gratitude in that. Have gratitude that there's literally millions of people. I did my South Park accent there. Millions of people. Anyway, yeah, there's literally millions of people around the world who share that exact same belief. And, we're trying our best in all sorts of ways. All as different vegan activists. There's lobbying groups now, too. Scientists. So we're trying to make our dent on the world. I wish it could happen a little sooner than it is. But, can't. Rome wasn't built in a day, they said. Monica, just saying hi to my fellow morally superior vegan friends. Nice sarcasm there, because we shouldn't feel that we're morally superior, but we do get accused of that all the time. It's funny how people think that we walk around all day and all night with this belief in our head that I am morally superior to everyone who does not share my beliefs in veganism. No, I don't go around thinking like that. I don't think about that. I just think about what can I do? What am I doing? What can I do? What more can I do? What better things can I do? I'm not thinking, I'm better than that guy. Oh, I went to the gym today. None of the guys there were vegan. I'm better than all. I'm not thinking like that. What kind of narcissist or sociopath goes out thinking like that? That's weird. Okay, cool, Felipe. I'm glad you liked my point of view. But yeah, again, come to our Friday live streams. Whatever time it is right now, Felipe, I don't know what time zone you're in, subtract 44 minutes. That's when we start this. Friday, assuming it's Friday for you, whatever time it is now, at the top of the hour that just happened, we do this every Friday. We gather for roughly 2 hours and talk about any and all things vegan. But we do stray into other things too. But we have, as you see, a really friendly, chill community here. It's not the largest community online by any stretch, but hey, I take quality over quantity any day of the week. I'd rather hang out with people that I want to be hanging out with rather than having like 10 times this, but people are just bitching at me and bitching at each other and fighting and stuff like that. I just want to hang out with a group of people that actually I feel better being around, hanging out with you guys. Seriously, Angie knows. She knows I love Fridays. I'd go to the gym, do my thing, and hang out with you guys. It's kind of like a day off, sort of, It's like just a day for me to have some fun. Moonrise Studio says, I predict a vegan world within a century or global extinction. One of the two. You're not mellow tonight. Why are you not mellow tonight? Are you still on that high from having that that horrible trip to the Oregon coast with all that horrible sand and hiking and clean ocean air? Dr. Bear, did I see Dr. Bear pop in? Wait, Dr. Bear, hey, fellow vegans, awesome, Dr. Bear, yay, Dr. Bear's here, awesome. Everyone sees you here, awesome. Oh, Graven's asking a question. Graven, I'll ask one last time. Ryan, my daughter is out and watching. Hey, Graven's daughter, she's talked about you many times before, and she wants to know, who are my favorite K-pop groups currently? Good question. Well, we went to 2 shows this summer. In July, we saw Baekhyun, and then just last week we saw Kai. Both are from the band EXO, and we're excited because Sehun's about to get out of the military, so everyone will be out and free. But I don't know when they're going to get back together. Because anyway, long story short. Anyway, also bands. So I love some of their songs. Some of their songs have just been like transcendental to me. They're so amazing. And Monsta X, I just kind of discovered them, I don't know, last year or so. I really dig Monsta X. I like Hyungwon. I love his voice. I love that dude's voice. When he sings down low and all breathy, it's like, it's just so sensual. Angie loves it too. If you hear some of her new songs, I hear her record, I go, she's thinking of Hyungwon's voice there, you know. I thought you like Monsta X. Yeah, my favorite song is Night View. We also like look it up on It's Live. Have you seen that YouTube series, where they play with live bands? Look up Secrets. That performance is, it's so good. I swear to God, I love that performance of Secrets. It's better. And they have 2 songs called Secrets, by the way, strangely, but the one that they're doing on that show is amazing. I've also been loving Inmix a lot lately. Man, when they came out earlier, I always loved Dash, this new album that's got Know About Me and Papillon. There's a great performance on, it's only on YouTube. It's like Vivo presents Inmix Papillon. Look that up. They recorded it at the Vivo Los Angeles studios when they were out here last month. That's another amazing live performance. They're with a band from Korea. Really rad. So that's just a few things right now. There's way more than that, you know. I like Cold. He's like he's a producer, but he writes a lot of songs for a lot of these bands. I saw VVZ last year. They're back in America right now, and I'm debating if I should go see them in about a month's time or not. It just gets so expensive to see bands. Who else? I used to like Aspa a lot, and I like some of their songs. I feel there's so much talent in that band, but they don't give them good songs to sing. There's more shouting, and it's kind of fierce and stuff. That's what I like about Inmix's songs. They have so many good vocalists in there. They're really good. And that's what I like about Monsta X too. So many good singers. I like bands where there's a lot of talent. Anyway, I could talk about K-pop all day, or Korean music all day. That's pretty much all I listen to right now. I haven't listened to too much BTS lately. I mean, I like their music prior to I think the last good song they made was like in 2020, Black Swan. I haven't liked anything since that, but I like a lot of their old stuff, I think like DNA is an amazing song. The first J-Hope album, totally amazing. Seesaw by Suga. Let's see, Pimple, Pied Piper and Dimple. Just to throw a 1-2 punch there. Wings. I like the extended dubstep remix of Wings. Yeah, there's a lot of good songs in Korean music. Seriously, it's been so inspirational for both Angie and I. I think that's why we're on this music roll right now. I mean, there's a few factors, but that's a huge part, is having hearing so much stuff that's just weird. I never thought I would be into K-pop. It never occurred to me, but there's so much good stuff. There's a lot of bad stuff I don't connect to in Korean music as well. It's not like everything that comes from there is automatically bitchin' or anything like that. There's a lot of Korean bands, the popular ones I don't really listen to, like say ATEEZ or something like that, or Stray Kids or whatever. I don't listen to them or anything. I don't mean they suck. It just, they don't resonate with me. But I can tell you guys, as an old dude like me, seriously, there's something, and if you listen to enough K-pop, you're going to find stuff you like. You might not like everything, but once you find the stuff you like, you're going to have your mind blown. So anyway, that's enough me talking about Pimple. Yeah, it was Pied Piper and Dimple. It's like they play those two songs together live, and they follow each other on the album too. It's really cool, those two songs. Anyway, so I hope I answered your question there, but I could talk about K-pop all day, or Korean music. I don't know. Actually, I couldn't tell you, a late model, which band to listen to first. Like I said, it's really individual. Like there's so many different artists out there, and they can do so much, so many different kinds of moods and talents. It's really hard to know what's going to resonate with you. It's just fortunately, I found something really quickly that resonated with me, and I've just been going down this whole path, this rabbit hole. And, it's hard to say. I told you that song I recommended last year, that Monsta X song, Night View. Check it out. Seriously. There's a video of it on YouTube. Unfortunately, it came out during COVID, and their looks are kind of weird. They're a good-looking band, but they look weird there. I don't like the way their hair and makeup. They look kind of trippy. But anyway, the sound is there. Oh, another great Monsta X song I like too is called You Are. The letter U, the letter R. They have just look that up on YouTube. Them performing You Are live. If you want to see some of the most amazing male vocalists you've ever seen in your lives, just look that up. Look up You Are by Monsta X on YouTube. Just stop watching me, watch that, and have your life change. Anyway, Graven, you like 80s? Are super duper sexy, lol, way too much. See, yeah, there's something for everyone, I get that feeling when I see like BBZ, or Inmix, Anyway, Gravity, yeah, they're on the same label as Monsta X, yeah, totally. Yeah, one of the guys, he's from my same hometown. So yeah, Angie thinks we maybe should put that on the Wikipedia page. Add the Gravity guy and me as like artists that are from Hacienda Heights. Hey Johnny, out of the few 23, soon to be 24 years you've been on this planet, you've never listened to K-pop? I can't believe it's never crossed your ears once, or you just never sat down and listened to it. VLAM, do I look up the translation of Korean lyrics? Yeah, sometimes we do. And sometimes we sing along in Korean. There's a certain EXO song that we sing along to all the time. Oh God, I think it's called What If. There's a great live version of it on YouTube where they're singing, like after an acoustic set of like Lady Luck, which is one of my favorite songs, and Call Me Baby. Anyway, yeah, we sing in the Shison Duel. We just sing along with it in Korean. But what's cool about K-pop is most of the songs, like half the lyrics are in English, half are in Korean. So you can kind of put it all together, sort of. You can kind of get enough context to figure out what the song's about. Even Conan O'Brien did a K-pop song. There's this new series on Apple TV Plus called K-pop, and they're getting like artists. We just saw the one with like Vanilla Ice. He worked with and Taylor Dane. They split him up with. I also like this band called Stay C, and they took like two members from Stay C. No, he worked with Kepler. Oh yeah, my bad. He had the rappers from Kepler and the sing. Anyway, it's cool. They get like older American artists and have them work with hip. Right now totally with it. K-pop artists. See, I shouldn't talk more about K-pop. I'll just go off all day, or just Korean music, because that's really like 95% of what I've been listening to for the past like 2-3 years. Started off with like K-indie. Actually, I got turned on by hearing some stuff by BTS. I tell you songs like say DNA, Fake Love, and then the J-Hope album. That kind of all that just turned me like, whoa, there's some really cool crap going on in Korea. Why haven't I been hearing this stuff? And then from there I discovered like K-indie, the ones that don't get on TV and don't have choreographers and makeup and stuff like that. They're just making cool music in bedroom studios like this, you know. And so anyway, yeah, I kind of started with like that. I went down this huge K-indie rabbit hole. It took me like a year or so finally to get back up to like liking K-pop bands, you know, because I was listening to K-indie for so long. Yeah, and Graven raises a really good point. One thing that's really awesome about K-pop is that, you know, it can be fun and catchy and happy, feel-good music. Absolutely, I love some stuff like that too, and I love some stuff that's just so soul-wrenching, just gut bucket, soulful and moody, and it's just so well produced. There's so many different moods in K-pop, but usually, you know, no matter how sad a song might be or whatever, it's a positive for mental health. You know, you know, I can't imagine how much more depressed I'd be right now if I hadn't discovered K-pop in 2019 or K-pop discovered me. We don't really listen to any classical Korean music, Moonrise Studios. Yeah, just the kinds of genres I mentioned there, from K-indie all the way up to K-pop. Oh, that's sweet. Late model, in your hometown, an old Korean man from your corner store made you a CD of love songs. He was a musician. Awesome. Let's see. So what's Dr. Bear and Mr. Bear doing? You guys, Mr. Bear is out this evening playing Magic the Gathering with friends. I'm so glad he has a community to play with, since I don't like Magic. Is that a Harry Potter thing? Forgive me if it is. I don't really know too much about Harry Potter. I've only seen like a couple Harry Potter movies. Late model, you listen to 2000s hip hop all the way home from the coast today. Yeah, sometimes we're in hip hop moods too. Yeah, there's a nice golden era there from the late 90s and 2000s. And one thing I like about Korea, there's so many things I like about Korean music, but I really like a lot of the rappers in Korean music. It's a whole different vibe from like American/Canadian rappers. I say Canadian, like say like Drake, you know, stuff like that, you know. The Weeknd, even though he's not a rapper really, but you know, I'm saying I like the way Koreans rap. They rap in a whole different way. That's like, you know, I hear like, you know, express like kinds of moods and stories that you don't really see too often in like, you know, Western rap. So it's like, to me, it's like they've kind of they're inspired by Western rap and kind of made it their own thing. Hey, Johnny, thanks so much for the super chat tip. Much appreciated there, my friend. You listen to mostly gangster rap music and techno music. What kind of gangster rap? Because yeah, that's some of my favorite stuff too. I tell you, Dr. Dre, The Chronic, you know, fucking amazing album. You know, Warren G, you know, his cousin, you know, the old Long Beach sound. Yeah, Snoop, you know, Doggy Style, you know, these are amazing productions of records that stand the test of time. You just grew up listening to rap music and occasionally Jamaican artists too. I just found out the girl you're dating is into BTS. Wow. You have any questions? Maybe I can answer, or you want to learn a little bit more so you can like say something to impress her? I'm not sure. Let me know if you want any kind of BTS thing. You can just ask ChatGPT or Gemini or any LLM model, you know, if you want to learn more. I'm not that smart about BTS. I have seen them though. I've seen them twice. Saw them once in 2019, right before they got super huge, and then, you know, once COVID happened, they blew up even bigger somehow. But yeah, BTS, yeah, them and Taylor Swift. I think they're the two biggest bands in the world, have been for a few years. Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of over BTS. I really don't like the direction they've taken since like COVID, like their record labels just really trying to fuse Western music and Korean music together, as seen by their latest creations, like that band Cat's Eye, you know. it's like mainly people from the United States is trying to make the Korean model work in the United. I just don't like that. What I like about Korean music is that it's different. It's got Korean lyrics, you know, and Korean culture is infused into it. Korean ideas. If I wanted to listen to like Western music, for lack of a better term, I would just listen to Western music, you know. I want to keep Korean music, you know, and I don't want to keep it in a museum pristine and unchangeable or anything like that, but I don't think I don't like what they've been doing, trying to make all lyrics all in English, like that horrendous song like Permission to Dance and Dynamite and stuff like that. Not into those songs at all. Hey Johnny, thanks again. You found out that Kratopsy, I don't know who that is vegan. Kratopsy is vegan. He did an interview with Black Metal Chef. Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I like Black Metal Chef. Brian's a nice dude. I haven't seen him in so long. I miss him. Yeah, I've met so many cool, nice vegans, you know? So many cool, chill vegans. But thanks for the super chat tip, guys. Thank you so much, Johnny. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's see. So your drive, you think your all-time, okay, what's that late model? You think your all-time true love is 80s, alt Britpop and dark wave. But sometimes, yeah, it's Dr. Dre all day. See, you're so me. You're like so 90s, you know, and that's cool. I appreciate who I am. I'm not bagging on myself, obviously. Yeah, there's some damn good music in the 90s and the 80s too, you know. I mean, that's when a lot of my musical sensibilities as far as a music producer were formed. And that's one thing I really appreciate about Korean music, actually, is that it's like up in my game, you know. It's like I'm still the same music producer at the core, but I'm just hearing all these modern production styles that the techniques, I should say, that I hear in not only the K-indie but all the way up to K-pop. I'm learning all sorts of new things. I think that's why our new songs have so much energy, and this is all these ideas coming together here, like bringing our past with us, like all the way back to like say Fleetwood Mac and Cocteau Twins from the 80s and stuff like that, and then bringing it up to through like a lot of the like chill out down tempo music from the 90s and 2000s, and that's colliding with all these cool ideas we're getting from the Korean people, not the Korean people, not everyone in the country, but specifically like the producers, the music producers there, the Korean artists. It's just a lot of stuff coming together, and I don't think anyone's doing that, because who else has all these weird influences and are making music right now? I'm sure there's a few, but there's not too many. Anyway, let's see. AJ, you're 70s classic rock and jazz. Yeah, I love classic rock. I'm a guitarist, you know. That's my thing. But jazz hasn't grabbed you yet. Oh, thanks, Sarah. Yes, loves Easy Tears. Yeah, loves Easy Tears forever. Yeah, the Cocteau Twins album. I got it on vinyl there. I got it on CD. Yeah, that's an album that totally changed my life. So if you want to hear something that changed my life in like 1987 or something like that, check out. Or probably before, I don't know when it came out. Shit, but yeah, check out Love's Easy Tears by the Cocteau Twins. 4-song EP, short songs. You can get through it in about like 10 minutes or something like that. Moonrise Studio, the final K-pop band was all a Korean band. That's why I said the Korean people. No, I was saying specifically Korean producers. But yeah, what I like about Korean music too is like it incorporates jazz, but it doesn't sound like straight up jazz. Like here's let's see. Let's see if I get this. Here's like a Baekhyun song I've been playing a lot lately, and it doesn't sound like straight up jazz, but it's got cool chords. Let me see if the mic will pick it up. Let me get a pick. It'll be a little easier probably. Shit. Not warmed up one bit. God, I keep missing that D major 7. I gotta warm up. I just can't pick up a guitar and start busting out jazz. But stuff like that. And they incorporate it with like this cool chill out, chill out beat underneath there. It's cool. I like how they use jazz harmony and stuff, but it doesn't sound overtly like you're listening to like Miles Davis or something like that. And I love Miles Davis. So anyway. All right, guys, I'm glad I didn't totally scare you off there. But yeah, guitar, I have a really certain way that I warm up. I don't just start picking up and playing jazz. I just start playing simple chords, simple scales, and work my way up. Anyway, let's see. You never listen to much genres aside from techno. And what kind of techno do you like? When you say techno, like give me some artist or anything, a band or something like that you're into. Just kind of curious, because I listened to a lot of music that was considered techno back in the 90s, but I'm not sure if that's kind of the same thing anymore. Luciano, I don't know what I was doing there. I just wasn't playing that good. I didn't really do any passing notes there. I was just kind of varying my right hand strumming meter. I didn't do any passing notes with the left hand. If I did any passing notes, they were mistakes. Yeah, David Brubeck, Take 5, awesome jazz. I like that cool jazz, Yeah, Brubeck's got that, Miles Davis got that, Yeah, Charlie Parker's awesome. Yeah, one of my favorite jazz albums of all time is Miles Davis, Kind of Blue. Another one is John Coltrane, and it's not one of his more popular albums. If you ever want to find a cool, chill out kind of it's not too chill though, but for Coltrane kind of, check out Crescent. I've listened to that album literally like 300 times. But anyway. Let me see what let's see if I missed some stuff there. Soup flavored soup. What are we all talking about? Okay, Parth, listen to Moby. I was listening to Moby in the 90s, Parth. How old were you in the 90s? I remember when Play came out, man. I was alive and around when that album was brand new. I think I was making music back then, too. I think it was already when my band had got started. But yeah, it totally was. It absolutely was, for sure now. I remember the timeline now. He was either non-existent or a baby. I just taking a guess there. That one of the two. You did come around on Jam Band though. I thought I hated it, but then seeing Goose live blew you away. Yeah, he told me about that. I personally am not a Jam Band kind of person myself. I don't know why though. I've always liked the Grateful Dead, and I really like the current setup of the Dead with John Mayer. I just think it just to me it's more like jazz when I hear them play, more than like a jam band or something like that. But yeah, I get it. Yeah, I'm not into that sort of thing, but I just love hearing them play. I just hear beautiful tones. I hear cool chords. I hear great soloing. I hear great dynamics, and I just hear just lovely music. That's what I like about that. So if someone calls them a jam band, whatever, I just think it's good music. And that's probably how you feel about Goose too, I'm guessing. Oh yeah, Tupac. Yeah, friggin' Tupac. Who do you believe in? Yeah, that's what helps with a lot of these jam bands. A good jam band, I really think you should be a really, really good musician to be able to handle all the kinds of scenarios and things that can happen in the course of many jams over the night over many songs, and that's what makes the Dead so good. I mean, it helps that they have three younger guys, and I say younger, they're Gen X. The older guys are boomers and the younger guys are Gen X. Like John Mayer on guitar, Jeff, I think Chimenti's his last name, on piano. He's amazing. He's one of my favorite piano players like alive right now. He's so good. And O'Toole on bass. Those three musicians are world freaking class. So that's part of why the Dead still sound so tight and fresh right now, because they got some fresh dudes that are just amazing musicians. Let's see. Luciano, you've been listening to a lot of... Oh, those are great. Yeah, Stevie Wonder, Erykah Badu, awesome. Yeah, I haven't listened to either of them in a long time, but yeah, I've done my time listening to them for sure. Spent some time listening to them, I should better say. AJ, you're looking forward to lentil soup, broccoli cheddar soup. Yeah, I see why you think you're that guy, that shrimp guy in Forrest Gump, white bean soup. Okay, can't think of anything right now band-wise. I was just thinking, just speaking of techno, and how I saw Kai from EXO play last week at the Shrine Auditorium. Angie posted a short from that night of me yapping about how before the show we were standing in the merchandise line, which is at the Shrine Expo Hall, which is adjacent. They connect. That's where they were selling the merch at. And I said, hey, I remember this room. This is where in like 1993 or so, I saw 808 State play live. If you've never heard of 808 State, check them out. Check out their, I forgot the album name, the one that has all like I think they're a bunch of flags. It's like pinkish colored on the front. I saw them there. There's a picture of me laying on the ground with like a nitrous balloon and some cute rave girl. And so Angie posted that as I was reflecting on that night. I go, hey, this is that very room. I didn't think I'd ever see that again. Yeah, 808 State, check them out. Some early 90s, like, yeah, God, what was the anthem song? Dun, 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 dun. What's that song called again? Oh, fuck, it's been so long. Oh, man. Someone help me out here. Any 90s people, do you know what song that is, Sarah? Let's see, Luciano, you got a backlog of musical ideas in your camera roll. Interesting. Got to get producing law. I'm also adept at extemporaneous performance. Speaking of productions, we have a brand new song that just got released today. It's not out on streaming yet. That'll come out next week on Friday at Thursday night at midnight, Friday morning. But anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, we have a brand new song, but it's on our Bandcamp right now. I'll give you guys a little preview of it. Next week I'll play the what the hell is this? Next week I'll play the Angie will make another lyric visualizer video. But let me go to Love Spiral's Bandcamp. Okay. Come on. All right, here we go. Here's the Love Spirals Bandcamp. Well, I should put it on for you guys to see. We got a brand new, very kind of depressing kind of song. It's a depressing title. I'll just play a little bit of it here. It's called Nothing Even Matters Anymore. The reason why I released it a week early is today is Bandcamp Friday. It still is for a few more hours, meaning they don't take their cut. They usually take a certain decent little percentage to pay for their service. You know, they got to pay themselves and pay the bills. Every once in a while, like once every month or two, they have what they call Bandcamp Friday, where all the money that an artist sells goes straight to the artist. No Bandcamp cut. So we thought, you know, let's just release the music to our Bandcamp fans a month early. Maybe I'll show you a little bit here. All right, let me know that you can hear it. I think I see the levels. Oh, cool. You can hear it. Thanks, AJ.
Nothing matters anymore. Shut the windows, lock the door. I'm too tired, it's just a bore.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Nothing matters anymore. Don't wanna settle up the score. It hurt me down to my core.
I'll take it right up to the bridge.
Anymore.
this is something we learned from all our listening to K-pop too. Try to write short songs. This song's just a little over 3 minutes. We used to write like 5, 6, 7-minute songs, and we've learned to be more efficient and compact. But thank you guys. You guys are some of the first people to hear it. We just released it at midnight, little less than 24 hours ago. So it's just barely getting out. It's funny. We finished the song Saturday. I mastered it Sunday. And then it's out already on Friday. I mean, this is amazing. I couldn't even dream of this in the 90s, like mastering a song on one day and then it's out like later on that week. So that's what I love about how you can do that with music. This is an idea we got from some Korean artists too, is to just instead of keeping your songs stored away and waiting until you have an album done, just release them one at a time. Try to get one a month out, Cool. I'm glad you guys like. Awesome. Cool, but yeah, we've been working hard, guys. Maybe we haven't been making enough happy, healthy vegan videos, but we've been working our butts off musically. And, I have to say, it's just been fun, to really just get on this I don't want to call it grind, but just being super focused on our art, before like we do get focused and we get distracted, maybe forget about our band for a year or two or longer. Now we're just on it. We're just totally like locked in, writing songs all the time, producing all the time. Oh yeah, VLAM. Yeah, it's not on Spotify yet. As I was saying, we released it a week early to Bandcamp because I tell you, it's Bandcamp Friday today and they don't take a cut. We've been selling a lot of them too. I think a lot of Bandcamp people, they like to support artists and they like to buy your stuff on Bandcamp Friday. So it'll be on the streaming services next week, Friday basically. In our time, Pacific time, it'll be 9 p.m. That's at midnight at Eastern time, I guess, Friday, when Friday technically starts like on the East Coast, New York and all that. It'll be out on all the streaming services, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, Amazon Prime and Tidal, all those. Any music streaming service, they'll be releasing it on Friday. But yeah, if you want to get on Bandcamp, is that what you just did, Julie? Let me paste the link there. Let me just show you. Let me copy the link here if you want to buy our new song. Oops, let me paste it. Download. You can actually own a copy. Download our new song. You got it, Julie? Awesome. Wow, you're industrious. You found it without my link here. So I just pasted a link down here. And what's cool about Bandcamp is that you can download it in any format. If you just like old school MP3s, you can download it as an MP3. If you want like a WAV file or an AIF file, you can get that. If you want to get like a higher resolution format, like 24-bit. That's how we produce. We produce in 24-bit. CDs are 16-bit. You can get a 16-bit mix if you want to, but you can get the full resolution, meaning you can hear the exact same file that I have here on my hard drive that, I mastered to. You can have an exact copy of that, basically. So yeah, that's what's cool about Bandcamp. If you want to be an audiophile, you can. Or if you just want something to throw on your old iPod or whatever you got, your MP3 player, you can do that too. VLAM, we get paid from all the streaming services, but streaming services, the payment you get from a streaming service compared to like selling your music directly, you can't even compare the two. You get on like Spotify, I'm not kidding, literally like fractions of a cent. You got to really rack up the plays to make some money streaming. It can be done, and we do decently well. But like we sell the song for like $1.25 or something like that on Bandcamp. Let me see what it says. I totally don't remember. Yeah, $1.25. That would take literally like thousands of plays on Spotify, So different ways of looking at it. But yeah, we just appreciate people hearing our music. Seriously, we're 58 years old. Angie's 57. we're old people. If people still find our music like pleasing and relevant, and it's cool, man. Did you see on our last podcast we read some of the comments? I think this might be a new one. I'll read on the next one. That one person said our music, that we've been putting out like a song a month for the past like 9, 10, 11 months. She said that our music has been the soundtrack to her life. I mean, yes, thank you. Yes, I know what that's like. So I'm glad that we can be doing something like that too. Put out music that's soundtracks to people's lives. So yeah, they have FLAC format, lossless formats, Uncle, completely. That's what I was saying. You get the lossless 24-bit files that I mix here on my computer. Yeah, Sarah, I forgot to write you back. Yeah, I was talking to Angie about that. You mentioned that Vegan Zombies movie is going to be playing in LA. What date was that? Because I think that's the date of let's see that message you sent me. I'm pretty sure that's the day I want to see a band. Maybe let me just check it out here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do. As a band, I want to see that night too. So I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with all that. But either way, both of those entail driving to Los Angeles, and I really hate Los Angeles. Even though I'm a California dude, I'm just not a fan of going into the city here. I like other California cities a lot, like San Diego, San Francisco. I just don't like LA. Yeah, a little TMI there, Parth. But it wouldn't be the first time. I've heard someone say that they've done some baby making to a song that I made, So that's cool. That's one way to describe our stuff. It's baby making music. Or you could look at it as just meditation music, or get introspective music, or drive and at night and listen to it music. There's so many ways to you can have a cool subjective experience with the kind of music that we make. That's what it's kind of made for. It's not made for partying and getting all amped so you can clean the house or something like that. It's meant to be absorbed and hopefully focused on. But anyway, yeah, LA is a mess. Yeah, I hate LA. So that kind of sucks. A lot of the bands I want to see, sometimes they play in Orange County places, which I'd much rather go to. Orange County is a much smaller suburb kind of place. There's ample parking, less just homeless and stuff like that. So yeah, downtown LA. Yeah, one of the bands I want to see, Uncle, is playing in downtown LA. Again, I saw them last year in downtown LA. I had to drive through Skid Row to get to our parking garage there, really depressing. So I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. Oh, you spot our song, AJ, thank you. But yes, I am allergic to LA. You nailed that. I tell you, I love San Francisco. Great. It's a great city, even though it might even be more hard to drive in. I don't find it hard to drive there. But thanks, AJ. Thank you so much for buying our new song. Awesome. Hope you listen to it in its full glory without me yapping on it and get to enjoy it. Because, yeah, we're really proud of the song. We really think we tapped into some not to get too philosophical and poetic here, but I think that Angie's lyrics have tapped into a kind of feeling that many of you and us have been feeling over the past, 3 to 7 years or something like that. Probably more intensified since COVID and all that stuff, but a certain kind of feeling. And I think what she's saying and the way we got it in with the kind of mood of the instrumental, the music, and I think we did a good job. I'm happy with our work there. Yeah, I know there's an Orange County in Florida too. It can be confusing. Oh, you went to LA in the 80s. Well, you don't have to come back to LA. If you ever come back, though, yeah, just hop on the freeway and get down here, and we'll take you to that vegan Italian place here in our much chiller city here in Southern California. Very prescient feeling to the song. Yes, Uncle, beautiful sadness. Yeah, that's what we deal in. We deal in beautiful sadness. I really believe something that's extremely beautiful and something that's extremely sad, they're kind of two sides of the same coin. They kind of come merge and kind of touch, and almost, in my mind, they almost the same emotion. When I hear very moving music, tears shed out of my eyes, and I can't say that it's because I'm sad or I'm happy. It's kind of neither, and it's kind of both. I don't mean to be speaking all contradictory like or anything like that. It's just the emotional overpowerment or something like that, just hitting that just perfect, like beautiful sad. Not just me, when I hear other bands too, you know, it's like they might be singing something that's so kind of mournful and sad, yet they're singing it in such a beautiful way that's so like spiritual or something like that, you know. So that's what my kind of wheelhouse is finding bands like that, artists like that, and I'm trying to get as much beautiful sadness as I can in my music. Like I'll take what they're doing and like up it like 10 times, 100 times. I just go hardcore. I don't hold back, you know. Anyway, Is City Lights bookstore still around? Because I remember reading not that long ago they were having trouble, you know, just like rents are so expensive in San Francisco. But yeah, City Lights is an amazing bookstore. It's been there since the days of like Jack Kerouac. It's in a cool part of town in North Beach. Yeah, if you're in the city in San Francisco and City Lights still around, yeah, check it out. I've spent hundreds of dollars there probably buying books of the Beats and stuff. Well, maybe not hundreds, but I bought a few books there. The release of latent emotions. That's one way to describe it. I don't know where these emotions are at. Blood Rose, they're somewhere in there. Yeah, there you go. You got it there, late model. Yes, sadness is beautiful in its own way. And yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that beautiful sadness in music, and it just kind of comes out of me that way most of the time. I think our next song won't be quite as tragically sad as this one. But that's a low bar to set. The song is pretty hardcore on the beautiful sadness scale there. Yeah, I'm not sure if City Lights closed or not. I just remember a while back, I can't remember if it was 5 years ago or 2 years ago or 10 years ago, reading how they were struggling and not sure if they're going to be able to keep it open. I think part of it had to do with the owner died. Owner Ferlinghetti, he's one of the characters in Jack Kerouac's books. You know, he was a beat poet in his own right back in the like 50s or whatever. I can't remember anymore. But anyway, I hope it didn't close. Someone Google it right now. We got to know. Can one of you guys Google is City Lights? I'll do it. I want to know so badly. Is City Lights open? Is City Lights books still open? Yes, it's still open. It remains a vibrant literary hub. Founded by Lawrence Ferlinghetti in 1953, I was right. It continues to host literary events and operate its publishing arm, City Lights Publishers. The bookstore is a prominent landmark and offers 3 floors of new and used books. Yes. Awesome. Ooh, I'm glad they kept it together. Awesome. Yeah, anyone visiting San Francisco, go to North Beach, check out City Lights books, especially if you've ever had any interest in beat literature, beat poetry, beat culture. It still has a vibe of that inside there, even though those days are long gone. Yeah, he'd be so depressed, Graven, so I'm glad it's still there. Awesome. Whew. Yeah, I was getting scared there too. I hope that they made it, because that article scared me. I guess the community came together. Yeah, we got a lot of beat books here in our book collection. Great question, VLAM. Do you and Angie write the melody or the lyrics first? We kind of operate a little independently at first. She kind of writes lyrics whenever she feels inspired. Sometimes she could be watching. Sometimes she says she watches like some of her like Korean drama shows or something like that, or Korean reality shows, and someone says something interesting and she'll just jot it down, and later on she'll expand it to a whole thing or something like that. And also I'm making music and just making instrument. I'm just coming up with the music, you know. And then finally, often when I get to a certain point, I'll say, Angie, this little idea I'm noodling with, I think I have something here. I think I see where I want to take it. I can hear what it should sound like, and come in here, tell me what you think. Then she'll go, oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think this is going to work with it. So that's kind of how we kind of start off independently. Then we start merging our ideas together like that. So that's kind of it's a little bit of an oversimplification, but it captures the, pretty much how we go about it. Always follow that, Ryan. What's that? Follow that method of working there. It's been working out really well for us. And it makes sense. We just don't sit here and jam and try to come up with a song. I've never done that. I've never worked with a singer. Hey, let's work on a song together. I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad way of working. It's just not how I work out. I just work in the studio. I just get things happening, a guitar part, a piano loop, a drum loop, something that's got some vibe and it inspires me to start putting more layers on top of it. And then I'm trying to milk that beautiful sadness out of it early to inspire me to make it even more beautifully sad. And then I tell you, once I feel like I'm onto something, and I have a lot of songs right now that are just kind of like in that state where I'm not quite sure yet. I have like 3 or 4 of them. I have to see if any of those are going to pan out for our next song. I have to admit, I'm not sure what our next song's going to be now. We've been on this roll. We put out like 9 or 10 in a row, like pretty much one of them every month or so. I'm not sure if we got one that's going to come out within a month or so again, but I got a few that were brewing, like this one that we just put out, the one I just showed you up there. Wrong browser tab. The one that we just listened to, Nothing Ever Matters Anymore. It's a song that was just kind of sitting in this nebulous state for like maybe half a year to a year, something like that. And I brought it up. I pulled it back up in my digital audio workstation like a month and a half or 2 ago, and I said, "There's something here. I don't hear it yet, but I know there's something cool here. I just gotta keep screwing around with it and trying different things. And I finally got it, So I think I have a couple songs that are like that right now. Cool. Yeah, we are gonna keep on cultivating that late model. That's been a method that's been really just like fruitful for us. Oh shoot! Let me text Angie to start the food. Start the food. Hey, Karan, just subscribed. Are you around, Karan? Are you watching this live stream right now, or are you watching one of our videos and you decided to subscribe? If you're here, say hello. Don't be shy. Say hello. Don't be shy. We are chill people here. A lot of us are introverts, so I can understand if you want to be like in the background, but feel free to say hi here. Nothing bad will happen. I promise. Let's see. Luciano asks, do you think your musicianship indirectly impacted your decision to go vegan? Musicianship is linked to empathy. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's a different part of my brain or psychology operating on that. But who's to say? Who's to say? Maybe I have a certain kind of I have dispositions, psychological personality type dispositions that lead me to have empathy, and that informs my music. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that too much, but my intuition is that they are they're not linked. But it would be more romantic if I said they were, but I'm just being honest. I don't think they are, but who knows? Oh, AJ, I didn't see that. You're talking to Graven, how you're a poet yourself, unpublished though. You attended poetry open mics back in the day. Awesome. And Graven's saying, is that your husband now you're talking about there, Graven? That he's done open mics too and readings around Florida. Awesome. You like going to show listenings. Oh, he's been published in Ireland and France? Awesome. Graven, are you talking about your husband there? Okay, cool. Great. Awesome. Yeah, it's good to get your work out there. Coming from a music artist here. I know it's a cool thing. I have to say, because I've said this before, maybe forgive me, but when Angie and I are working on songs, I just described our song creation process there. And once it all starts coming together, we're working hard. But my point is, it's just me and Angie. No one hears it. We don't have people coming by to listen to our songs. We don't share it with music friends or anything like that. We're just working on the songs together. Just me, her, and the cats are the only persons who have heard the song. So finally now, like today, like last night at midnight, we released the song out to the world. People are hearing it. People are getting feedback, and then when it fully comes out next week on all the streaming services, even more so. So what I'm saying is it's I would still make music if no one heard my music, for some weird reason, no one could ever hear my music. I'd still make it because I just have to. I've been making music my whole life. I can't stop. But, it's cool to like have your music, what I'm saying, just be part of other people's lives. Cause there's so much music that's so near and dear to me. It's part of my life, and to have our stuff getting out there and being part of other people's lives, and has been doing so since like 1991, 92. It's cool. Just cool to be able to do that and still be able to do that in our late 50s here, that people still care. Okay, cool. Angie started the peel off. There's Love Spirals. That's Angie sitting there as Love Spirals chatting with us. Hey, I played our song tonight, Angie. Yeah, well, we got our first listener feedback, unless you got some comments on Bandcamp already. Yeah, we got our first feedbacks here. People are digging the new song. Nothing even matters anymore. Yeah, Uncle's moderating on his own tonight. Peter still is doing vegan camp out, or at least maybe traveling back home, but he's not back yet. I know he's having the time of his life out there. If you're watching, Peter, we're thinking about you. Okay, we haven't had any feedback yet. Yeah, usually, it takes a while to get some comments generated on Bandcamp. Just sales, and the sales have been coming in pretty nicely. Yeah, our last song, strangely, same thing happened. We released it a week early because we saw Bandcamp Friday was coming up. And that was a really successful one. And same thing this week. Angie told me like 2 days ago, hey, this week is also Bandcamp Friday. Well, let's just release it a week early again, because we already had the streamings, like, Spotify, Apple Music date already cemented in stone for next Friday. So, hey, no harm releasing a week. Yeah, the sales have been really good again. I think people really love buying the music when they know the artist is getting pretty much 100%. I say pretty much because there's like a little a cut that the like Stripe. It used to be PayPal. I think they moved into Stripe now. But the thing is that there's a little transaction fee, but Bandcamp doesn't take their Bandcamp fee. So yeah, thank you so much. People say we like to support artists we like. This is probably one of the better ways to do it as far as musicians you like. See if they have a Bandcamp page. Buy music straight from them, because they get a much more huge chunk of it than they would if you stream the music, or even say you bought the music somewhere else. Like, I think you can still download stuff on like iTunes, I think. Let's see. Produce Not Pills. How's it going? Do you know why vegans are so up in arms about Gary? Gary Yurovsky? I'm not up in arms about him. Did he do something? Why are vegans up in arms about Gary Yurovsky? You want to like give us some more info there? Produce Not Pills. I don't know what he's done. I thought he like came back and made a video or two after being kind of gone, sort of from the vegan activist world, social media for quite a while. I said, I think that's cool. Come back. If you take 5 years off, 10 years, whatever, just come back. It's all good. Let's see, on the streaming music services, do you have a way to subscribe to a band and get notified when new songs come out? Can any of you guys tell me that? Because that's not how I use them. I just use Apple Music. Angie uses Spotify and Apple Music, but I just use Apple Music. And I imagine Spotify is probably similar in that, it knows what bands you've been listening to. It keeps records of that. So whenever a band I'm listening to, has a new release. I see it right there on my home page or whatever it's called, on Apple Music Plus. So so I don't know if you can subscribe or not, but right now subscribing is kind of old school in the sense, it's like very like 2005 or 10 or something like that. Now like the AI, the algorithms, whatever, that they know what you like and listen to. That can be good, that can be bad, but in this case, if you're listening to our music, if you've been No, I know on Spotify you can hit follow or subscribe. I know that from our stats. Angie shared the stats with me. Yeah, like when an album comes out, she'll tell me the percentage of listens or streams that come from like followers versus algorithmic suggestions. So anyway, yeah, it's a confusing world, but yeah. Anyway. Graven, yeah, this story about RFK wanting to ban beans, Angie filled me in on a little bit about that. It's not he wants to ban beans, but he wants them to not be part of some kind of, you know how like there's like USDA recommendations or allowances or something like that? Forgive me if I'm wrong, but it's something like that. He didn't want them to be part of the protein balance or budget for a diet or something like that. He only wanted the protein, I thought, to come from non-bean sources, which means, pretty much dead animal bits or something like that. So much for the vegan saying, yeah, RFK is like gonna champion veganism. No, he's getting rid of like the strong, the highest quality, no, maybe that's the wrong word, just the highest, beans, legumes have more protein in them than any other food group that I'm aware of as far as plants go. So that's what that means, as far as not banning beans, but not allowing them to be part of a person's daily budget or recommendation for their protein needs. And this can have rippling effects, like foods that are served in like public schools and stuff like that. And I'm not sure, I didn't see how it ripples through everything else, but this could be disastrous in the sense of like, schools that were once happily serving beans to get protein to students might not be able to do that anymore. They have to give them dead animals, so this could be a bad thing. I need to read more about that to see what that's all about, but that's a little bit that I know. Okay, yeah, Angie points out, yeah, one fan, yeah, did buy it on iTunes. He or she downloaded the song after they bought it on Bandcamp. And on Bandcamp, yeah, you can follow bands. You can subscribe there for sure. Yeah, Uncle was asking about Spotify, and there I know you can too. You can hit subscribe or follow or something like that. But I don't ever use Spotify. I'm perfectly happy with Apple Music. And I read this on the forums on Reddit all the time. Apple Music objectively has a higher quality stream. First of all, you can get lossless. You can listen to like what I was talking about. You can stream our songs in 24-bit lossless. On Apple Music. You can't do that on Spotify, even on any kind of paid service. So, yeah, a lot of people I've read talk about when they switch from Spotify to Apple Music, they're impressed, like, wow, the audio sounds better. I didn't know that I was getting not as good as audio as possible. Spotify is great though. If you're just listening in a car or something like that, you might not notice the difference in quality. But if you're trying to listen to get the best source you can, you want to hear it on nice speakers, like say you have a nice system, nice headphones, I'd recommend maybe even Tidal if you hate Apple or something like that. But yeah, Spotify is not great for audiophile type listening, great for everyday general listening. One thing that annoys me about Spotify that I saw, it's hard to say I want to listen to this song right now. It might make you listen to some songs before that. Maybe that's not true if you have a paid version, but most people that use Spotify are using the free version. Yeah, Blood Rose, yeah, talking about the RFK Jr. thing. Yeah, he can mess with the promotion of beans, but he will never change the science. And yes, a lot of the scientists, like the FDA or USDA scientists, are objecting. They're saying what he's saying is not based in any science. It's just based on his opinion and maybe some conspiracy theory or something like that. So what he's saying is going against the scientific consensus. And hence, yeah, there's this controversy for that situation there. I forgot to mention that the scientists are not liking what he's saying. They're saying he's wrong based on what the science says. Oh yeah, we love beans. We're gonna have beans tonight in the Tuscan kale pilaf. I'm gonna eat a little special bean just for him. maybe I can look into the details for a video next week. What do you mean by that? Details for a video. Oh, for the RFK thing. Yeah, maybe that'll be my video topic for next week. RFK banning beans. I guess I'll use that title, even though it's not factually true, but it is kind of shocking. In essence, he is banning beans by not allowing beans to be part of a person's protein requirements. He's in essence banning beans for like I said, like school menu, lunch menus, stuff like that, and other areas too. I have to see how far it ripples out. But yeah, they are kind of getting banned without it being banned. There just won't be allowed to count as protein. Yeah, that kind of sucks too, about having like free choice, bodily autonomy. Yeah, it's much more difficult now to get a COVID vaccine. I guess I actually need to go see a doctor now instead of just making an appointment on the drugstore website. You know, it's that sucks. Yeah, I don't know how it works in California right now. I haven't looked into it. I know it's usually around September, October when they come out with a new formulation based on latest variants and stuff like that. That's when I've been getting them. So I haven't looked to see how it's going to pan out for us or me this year. Yeah, and great point. Dr. Bear, about RFK. I'm just speaking factual here. Whether you love him or hate him, these are true objective facts. He is not a medical professional, has no scientific credentials. He's a lawyer, and if I remember correct, his specialty was environmental law. So yeah, being able to ban beans based on a non-evidence, non-scientific based opinion is kind of problematic. It's like putting me in charge of food. You know, I'm just a music producer. You know, anyway. At least I'm evidence based. You should appreciate that fact at least. But anyway, Wow, I didn't know. That's good to share that, Dr. Bear, so I can hopefully get a vax still. Washington, Oregon, and California are going to come together to come up with their own vax recommendations. Okay, hopefully they can override the national thing, and hopefully that'll still be cool. Insurances will still cover it. That's all I'm concerned about. If insurance still covers it, I can go get a shot at my drugstore, as I've been doing the past few years. That'd be awesome, because I believe, it's your choice. If you think vaccines are going to make you grow a third head and become radioactive and sterile and all this, okay, it's fine. I mean, it's not evidence-based, but if that's your choice, that's your choice. But others of us, especially people like me knocking on 60 years old, I'm in a higher risk group, I wouldn't mind getting some extra protection, since I don't think I've ever caught COVID before. So my only way of having any antibodies in my system to help fight this crap off is through that. So anyway, I like to make the decisions based on evidence, based on and based on, again, if I have to talk to my doctor about it, I'd rather have that. I'd rather have that bodily autonomy choice rather than having some dude make the decisions for me. I tell you, I've said this a million times, guys. It's not hyperbole. I'm really about freedom. I think I should be able to make that choice, and I have some dude say you can't. Dr. Bear, yes, for sure. You work at a school, so yeah, you definitely want a flu and COVID shot. I totally get it. Wow, that's cool, Julie. Showed up and said, give me everything I'm eligible for. I know I got to get off my ass and get a freaking shingles vax, because you millennials and younger Gen Zers, you have no idea what's going on. But for Gen Xers, look it up. There's a certain thing about us, our age at Gen X, that the vaccines we got at the time for like chicken pox and stuff. Anyway, we're at a higher risk than a lot of you guys for getting shingles later on in life. Shingles is what happens when that chickenpox vaccine reactivates. So anyway, I got to deal with that at some point, because I've been reading on the Gen X subreddits how horrible it is to get shingles. The shingles vaccine sounds absolutely horrible too, but at least you're only feeling crap for a day or two, as opposed to having shingles the rest of your life. Yeah, Dr. Bear, I don't even want to like say that about her. I just rather listen to what the scientists say, the medical professionals say. I really don't give a shit what a lawyer says. You know, I respect them and all, but I don't respect them as far as being a medical professional. If I had an environmental law situation, maybe I'd look to see his advice and counseling on that. But as far as like what I should do medically wise, I want it to be based on a position. I'm so sorry, consulting with someone who's trained in those matters. Just like if I had an environmental law problem, I wouldn't want to go to like my doctor for help. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want a scientist for help. I'd want an environmental lawyer to help me with my environmental law problems. You know, that's what I'm saying. I want the right specialist in charge of the right stuff. Yeah, Dr. Bear, I should get my shit together and get a shingles vax. I know what you're saying. I can't afford to go blind, so I should get a shingles vax. I've been convinced. I just been dragging my feet, being busy and stuff. Who's dying? About what? Okay, AJ did the shingles vax and had no weird reaction. Awesome, that's good to hear. I guess only the people that are having the horrible reactions are making the Reddit post. I guess if you have a positive shingles vax reaction, you're probably not going to Reddit. Hey, I had the vax and everything's cool. You know, I think you're just sitting there, oh, I'm so laid up right now. I got nothing better to do. I'm going to go on Reddit and tell everyone. Oh, thanks for sharing that, Blood Rose. As a vegan with good immunity, I think I have good immunity. I have a greater resistance to shingles, but the vax is recommended nonetheless. Yeah, see, yeah, I'm not going to just bank on, oh, I'm vegan, I'm not going to get anything, you know, I'm immune to all diseases known to man, like that Shane dude. I'm not like that, you know. Despite me maybe faring better than your average non-vegan person, I still, you know, I don't want to not put myself at unnecessary risk knowing that my childhood vaccinations for this are not good. They're not valid anymore. There were, you know, there's a certain year, like a 5-10 year period there, us Gen Xers are in, where you should probably get the shingles vax. Let's see, you did it late model. First shot, only a sore arm. Oh, I forgot, it's 2 shots, so you have to go back twice. Second shot was 30 hours of hell. Just do it on a Friday. I'll do it on a Friday, then I'll come to the live stream. Oh, guys, I feel so horrible. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm like AJ. I've gotten the various COVID boosters over the years, and as far as I know, I haven't got COVID yet. I don't think I have. You know, I've had a couple colds and stuff, but I don't think they were COVID. Okay, so the shingles booster, body aches, fever, fatigue. Graven, you never had chicken pox as a kid? I almost got through childhood without chicken pox. I got it like in like 7th or 8th grade. Totally sucks. Anyway, yeah, but unfortunately, yep, I'm at risk. Vegan metalhead, yeah, you have issues that make certain diseases worse, like COVID, being diabetic. Uncle, you're going to wait for me to get my shingle shots? How about you, Uncle? Do you need to get shingle shots, or are you okay because you're not in those Gen X years? I don't know. Maybe it's different for boomer years. You had chicken pox when you were 22, so do you need to get a shingle shot, or are you okay? You don't have the same situation that I'm in, me and Angie are in? Let me know. AJ, you never got chicken pox as a kid either, nor measles, huh? Then did you need to get a shingle shot? I don't know, I'm not a doctor. I'm like RFK, I'm not a doctor. I thought shingles was for people, a shingle shot was for people that had chicken pox, or am I understanding it wrong? Heidi says, AJ, yes, there's a gene mutation that might explain resistance. And Graven, yeah, this is what I'm hoping. If it ever happens to me, it'll be like Graven here. Yeah, caught COVID once. It wasn't bad. Thanks to the vaccines, you had little or no symptoms. That's the whole thing. The vaccinations never say, yeah, it will make you immune, you cannot catch it. I mean, it does add benefits as far as resistance goes, but if you do get it, then typically you have less severe, less of those extreme symptoms that could like hospitalize you, less chance of having those. So that's why I just don't want to go to the hospital, you know. I prefer not to get it. I've read how, check this out, I'm not making this up, and I'm not trying to bum any of you guys out that may have had it. I've read that, I'm not sure how long it takes to come back, but it decreases, typically, as the studies on this, IQ points by like 3 points or something like that. And it could be cumulative, so that kind of scares me a little bit there. But yeah, this is not like some like internet theory. There's actually evidence-based information about that. But I think that comes back, but it just might take a while. But if it doesn't, that could explain why people are driving so much worse now, maybe. I don't know. Okay, so AJ said you got the shingle shot just to be safe. And Uncle says, yeah, he's supposed to get the shot too. Okay, Dr. Bear says, I think even people that never had chickenpox are still recommended to get the shingles vax when they're eligible. Okay. All right. See, I know very little about this stuff. See, I'm not a doctor. I'm a music producer. Let's see. AJ, you got the measles vax this year. I'm sure I got that vax as a kid. And Late Model says, yes, there was a chickenpox vaccine when we were kids. I didn't think there was one. And Dr. Bear, yeah, I'd rather just have a sore arm than lose your sense of taste. Yeah, I heard that's a common symptom in COVID. Or get hooked up to a ventilator. Very extreme symptom there. But yeah, I mean, the sore arm thing, I don't even feel it anymore. I've told you, I've gone to the gym after, you know, like get the shot in the morning, then I'm shooting baskets like a few hours later. I don't think that's recommended, but, you know, it shows you, I don't feel, I mean, maybe the first time I got a booster, I felt something a little bit. And after that, it's like, nope, like nothing ever happened. Oh, you're asking if there is one. I don't know, sir. I don't remember if there was a vaccine back then. Yeah, Dr. Bear, as a college math instructor, you need to keep your IQ points. Wow, 1 in 3 people who have had chickenpox will get shingles in their lifetime. I don't like those odds. 33% chance of having some shingles. Oh, God. I got to do it. I got to make it, try to get it happening this year. You know, so if I can't get a COVID shot, things are okay. I'll go for shingles then. But I'll try to do both if, you know, everything works out. The power of tofu and a vaccine protected you. Awesome. Oh, okay, AJ, you had those classic COVID symptoms in 2019, lost your taste and smell for months after, but 2019, that's weird, because, yeah, it really wasn't supposed to be here until 2020. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, Sarah. Let's see if anyone knows if there was one. Johnny, never had chickenpox, thankfully, but you're not in the age group for shingles. Only had a vaccine. And Varley says the UK didn't vaccinate against chickenpox until recently. Wow. Oh, you had pneumonia before, Metalhead? Wow. Damn. Let's see, Uncle, do we have to pay for vaccines out of pocket? I'm pretty sure my insurance still covers it. Hopefully that doesn't change with what's going on in the government and stuff, but I don't think anything's happened yet, but I should go get my shots now before something gets changed or pulled from underneath me. But yes, the whole time I've got all these boosters and stuff, Uncle. No, I haven't had to pay a penny. Okay, AJ's reading the chickenpox vax may have started in the early 90s, which explains why, yeah, we didn't get that as a kid. So I'm confused now, people. If they didn't have a chickenpox vaccine until the 90s, why do I need to get a shingles thing? I guess because I had chickenpox. I guess that's it. Okay. I don't know. Wait, GoodRx helps with the cost of vaccines? Awesome. Good to know. I'll definitely ask you that again if I forget, if I need to like start paying for them. Yeah, we'll see, Dr. Bear. Hopefully what you guys are telling me that the Western states are trying to work on their own way for us to get a booster for COVID if we want to. Not a mandate, just if you want to. If you decide for yourself that, yeah, this is something I would like to get. Because I don't think I've ever had COVID. I would like to have some antibodies in me. So when my body encounters viruses, I'll have some resistance rather than just being, oh, here's a fresh dude, some fresh cells here. We're going to go to town on this guy. The chickenpox virus hides in you and comes back as shingles. Damn, yeah, that's what I've heard. Oh, man. Yeah. Don't want that either. I will do it, AJ. Nudge me. Remind me in like a month or so if I haven't done it. I should do it, guys. I guess I should do it and show Angie it's not that bad, so she'll do it. Yeah, viruses are indeed wild. Let's see, Blood Rose. Never got COVID, but masked up like Darth Vader. Needed to protect elderly relatives. That's another reason why I do it. A lot of people think, why is he doing it for? Is it like a leftist thing? First of all, I'm not leftist. Shouldn't be political, but I am in the position where I'm around my mom. She's 87 and her husband 88, so, around them quite a bit. So, it's as much for me as much it is so I'm not the person who gives them COVID, because they got COVID last year when everyone was getting it. You couldn't find any COVID tests anywhere because everyone was testing for it. They got it last year and it sucked. You know what I mean? If you are getting it and have got it and you dealt with it, it wasn't that bad. That's good, but when you're in your late 80s and you have health issues, it's a whole different ball game. It's way riskier. I don't mean to like frighten or anyone, but it's an extreme cause for concern. Things can get really complicated really quickly when you're older. It could be younger and sicker too, but when you're that old and have health issues. So it's as much for me as it is to just try to not spread it to them. And, I had to help them out too for a bit when they had it last year. Well, I remember late model, I said your bestie had it and brought it home, and then he was kind enough to share the viruses with you for free. What's that vegan metal? You almost got a fake doctor costume during COVID and wear it into Walmart and always wear a mask. That's cool. Yeah, I still carry on a few practices with me. Like, I like to bring a little, N95 mask with me when I go places. I often don't wear it, but if I find myself in a situation that I don't feel comfortable in, like say all of a sudden I'm like somewhere and all of a sudden, like say I'm at Disney, everything's cool, then I'm in a store and all of a sudden this group of kids come by and they're all coughing, throw my mask on, Or, if I'm just in a crowded room and people seem to be coughing a lot, I'll throw it on, This little thing, I typically don't have it on when I go into public much, but if I find myself in a situation where I don't feel comfortable, people coughing, and then it's really compact, not good airflow, I slap that sucker on. What's that, Heidi? Your butt muscles are so sore with COVID, less common but real. Really, that's a symptom that you had when you had COVID. You had sore butt muscles. I have not heard of that one before, but you said it's a known one. I know there's a whole list of symptoms that a person can get, so I guess I just didn't see that one before. Wow, Uncle, people over 60 is estimated to have the shingles virus in them, 95 to 99%. Okay, you got me. I'm going to get that damn shot now while I'm 58. Let's see, Sarah, going to an indoor show Sunday. The most people have been around in a long time. Yeah, I was a little nervous going to some of these concerts. Fortunately, when we went last week, we sat in an area where we strangely weren't around a lot of people. It's hard to explain what we did, but yeah, that made it cool. But yeah, I don't circulate a lot. You haven't had a cold in 8 years. I wish I could say that. Maybe a good immune system. Yeah, I think I just don't go into like big crowded situations all that much. Oh, great. When you walk past a woman in the Dollar Tree store and sneeze, and then immediately said, oh, it's so dusty. So let them know you're not saying good. Yeah. It's amazing how I see people just in closed rooms just coughing and sneezing and just letting it go all over the place, not like making any attempt. Like, what? It's like, maybe it's from dust, but at least you're letting people know, what's going on, That's when I put my mask on, right? This person doesn't give a shit about anyone else. So I got to do what I can to not come down with a cold. That's all I want. I just don't want to get a cold. First of all, I just don't want one in the first place. I don't know what they got, and they suck, Symptoms aside, it just sucks having like your life disrupted for a few days or a few weeks. You can't do your normal stuff, So I just want to be able to, I just like this baseline of neutral. I don't need to be feeling awesome, singing songs every day. Life's amazing. I just want to operate. I just want things to be neutral, not a bunch of problems, not a bunch of great things. I don't deserve or need great things. I just want things just to be kind of neutral. I can operate pretty well in a neutral kind of lifestyle, I guess, without great or bad things happening. I prefer things to be great. Don't get me wrong, but I don't feel like I'm entitled to that or require it. Let's see. Holy shit. It's after 8 o'clock here. It's time for dinner. I bet that Tuscan kale pilaf is done. But yeah, you guys have given me an idea. I'll most likely do a RFK Jr. Banning beans video for next week. You might see me make a few YouTube shorts. I know that's typically Angie's realm there, her 7 vegan meals, but I already saw some clowns come back to my video I made yesterday about the undeniable argument for veganism, and they think they've refuted it, and they've said, you're too chicken. I bet you'll never respond because you're chicken. Well, I might respond, but I'm not going to dedicate an entire video to these arguments I saw, which were just laughable. Most of it was just attacking me, just doing ad hominem rather than putting out much of a resistance against cause deontology or that animals are agents. So I'm saying I might make a couple shorts, just quickly responding. That's all the attention these clowns deserve. So I might make a couple shorts over the next week or two. And I guess I'll make the RFK bans beans. I think that's interesting. But yeah, I'll make some shorts. I think that's, I want to spend another 10 minutes defending a philosophical position. I could do it in less than a minute or two, probably, because their arguments didn't really seem all that challenging. They're just trying to bully me or something like that. People think that that's a tactic that works for someone who's been on social media as long as I have. Anyway, guys, we'll get going. But yeah, thanks for pushing me more to really go through and follow through and get a shingles vaccine. Yeah, you guys gave me some good numbers here, and I don't want to roll the dice on something like that. So, all right, guys, thanks for being with me on Friday night. Like I said, I love hanging out with you guys. I love chilling with you guys, and thanks for listening to my song, and thanks for somebody like AJ buying our brand new song from Bandcamp. Thanks, guys, and yeah, for you guys that listen to our stuff on streaming, it'll be out, like I said, next Friday on all platforms, on the Low Spirals Downwards, Spotify and all that stuff, and Apple Music. So look for it there. So thank you guys. Yeah, hopefully next week Peter will be back. He should be back from his vegan camp out. And thanks, Uncle, for holding the fort down. We just had that one guy at the beginning, and yeah, we dealt with him effectively, I think. So guys, thanks so much. I will go see what Angie's doing now for dinner and see if it is ready. All right, guys, much love, and I'll see you guys next week with some new vids, hope, and Friday live stream. Much love. Once again, thank you. Well, thank you. I want to thank my super chat donors today. Yeah, we got Sarah Late Model, Vegan Metalhead, Johnny Bravo, and Juan Lopez and AJ. Thanks so much for your super chat tips. Really, they really do help us to keep doing our work here as Happy Healthy Vegan. This isn't, like I told you, the most lucrative career I could have picked. So anything you guys can help us out here to keep our Happy Healthy Vegan going, much appreciated, guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys next week. And remember, it doesn't suck being vegan. Bye, guys.